Hello all you crazy people out there, my name is Michael, I like wizards and dragons and making games, and welcome back to making 3D games in GameMaker. Last time, I did some work on, for example, bouncy tiles. We can now activate a bouncy tile, we can jump on it and spring into the air. It works, it still needs some work before I can really consider this in any capacity complete. The first thing I think I'm going to do is, let's see, I believe I've written down the things that I wanted to do this time. I want to use a parabolic easing curve for height instead of just like a linear thing, which looks pretty weird. I'm not going to really simulate gravity on the player while they're in the jumping state because I want more control over where the player goes, and I don't want it to, I don't want to allow the player to move when they're in that state and mess things up. So I'm just going to use an easing curve to bounce them between their initial position, their apex, and their landing target. I also want to make sure that we can land on things in midair before we get to our target, because that's something that could happen. If the player hits something in midair, I want them to go back into the falling state. Let's see. First thing, let me create an animation curve. I'm gonna call this AC parabola, I think, and I can load two preset curves, can't I? So. Man, how does this work? I want a... Okay, so that's a parabolic ease in. And... Like, can I... Oh, okay, so the Bezier was already set and I just had to... Alright. Whatever, not very intuitive, GameMaker. Also, apparently that's ease out. I can never keep straight ease in, ease out, whatever. I just need them to be, like... I just need them to work. Let's see. Let's no, don't do that. Let's select the red one and have it go the opposite way. So I can say Bezier ease in the opposite direction. Can you do that for me? Thank you. Or do I have them backwards? Very frustrating. Actually, you know, instead of calling them in and out, I'm going to call them start and finish. How about? Anyway. Let's see. I'm going to just create myself some helper scripts, and we're going to call this... parabolic easing. Let me say parabolic, or rather... Yeah, that's fine. This is going to mirror the lerp function, so we're going to have a start value, a finish value, like a fractional value between 0 and 1, how much we're going to go with. And I'm also going to say take a fourth parameter for type, which is going to be either start or finish. That's going to be the name of the curve in the animation curve. I'm going to have to say anim curve get. Yeah, anim curve get. Boy, I was just looking at it. How did I do it in WizardDux? Alright, I can copy and paste. That'll probably make this a little faster, and then I'll just edit the parts that I need. Alright, so it is anim curve get AC parabola. I don't need that, like array index versus string index there. Anim curve get channel index is going to get the channel index from the animation curve with a particular name. T in my case needs to be F because I called it T in WizardDux apparently. And this is going to return a value between 0 and 1 corresponding to the point on the animation curve. It can be above 0 or 1 depending on what your inputs are and what the curve looks like, but I'm going to need to save that before I return it, and I'm going to need to turn from the start to the finish the amount based on the easing curve value. So now, instead of saying in the player's like bounce state, instead of instead of saying just a lerp, a straight lerp from the start position to the apex position with the value of f, I can say, what was it, ease parabolic from the start position to the end position with a value of f, and the curve name is going to be start. And likewise, on the way out, we're going to go from apex.y to target.y or finish.y or whatever I called it. And the curve channel that we're going to follow is going to be finish. And now we should have a parabolic ease. Nice and easy. All right. And we got halfway there, and then everything blew up. Oh, that's probably because that needs to be f-1, doesn't it? Probably ended up, what, like way somewhere below the floor? That was also not correct. Let me print out some values. And we have our start, we have our finish, we have our F. We should be going smoothly from 1 back to 0. Okay, I saw some nans popping up in there, and I don't know why. But it looks like the values are being evaluated correctly. So, on the finish curve, when like t equals a very small value, we're going to have a value 1, then they increase and decrease simultaneously, and then at some point f is like nan, and I don't know why, that doesn't make sense. Why is f nan here? Oh, I know why that is. It's because I need those to be... I accidentally reversed these. I needed them to be reversed anyway. I probably could, like... Can I reverse these and have it, follow the right curve? But I'm not going to do that. I want those parabola to be like that. And now, yeah, all right, so no more nans. I don't know where the nan was coming from, but actually, yes, I do. So here, distance to target was 0, and well, this ended up being 0 divided by 0, which is nan. And when you feed that into another math function, you're generally going to get nan back out on the other end, so that's that. But now, if I were to do anything at all, like if I were to, let's duplicate this bounce pad, and if I made this go in some other direction, let's move that target all the way over there. Let's move this this apex like way high in the air. It doesn't really matter where it is horizontally. The only value from that I'm using is I think the only value I'm using from that is the Y position. Anyway, that should give me a really nice high bounce. Let me save these this Unity scene and let me add that to the actual game. And when I run this, we should be able to bounce fairly smoothly on each of these bounce pads. All right, that's fun. Hello, goodbye. I'm flying. All right, that's great. Commit that change, and obviously there should be some very satisfying sound effects and visuals and whatever whenever you do bounce off of something, but not dealing with art right now. So some other things I need to do for bounce pads is make sure that things generally work when I collide with things while I'm on a bounce pad. So if I were to right, so if I were to just create some geometry here, and the placement of certain objects when they're loaded into the game is apparently a little weird, and I'm going to have to fix that on my own. But if I were to save that Unity scene, and if I were to load this into the game, I've got some blocks that are just like in the way of all of these things. And I don't think I have... Oh, those don't have any faces modeled on the bottom. Anyway, I don't think I programmed it to have the player break out of the jump at any point, so I'm just gonna like hit the wall and get stuck there. So I think what I'm going to have to do is check if let's say check if I hit something in my new position, like after I calculate where I'm going to be going in the steps. So I can say if obj game.collision.check object. I still don't really have like a better way of checking myself at a particular position other than actually updating my position like this. Do I? I could either like copy a bunch of this code and like check the player's collision and then move back if a collision is found and break out of the bounce, or I could just leave it like this, and I could say if you do hit something, then like run some kind of collided like on collision method. And at risk of overcomplicating things, I could kind of see doing the latter being useful in other parts of the game, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. So let me give NPCs a method. Let's call it on collision or something, and I'll let that method take a parameter for the vector of the displaced collision, and something can happen when you do that based on like whatever the situation calls for. The displacement vector can be the shape's or the displaced position minus the shape's original position. So let's say self.on collision. What did I say? Displaced position dot subtract our current position, and then any NPC or anything that extends an NPC like an enemy or something like that can this does admittedly feel like kind of a step towards object-oriented hell, but I'm gonna try and keep it under control. So the player can have that feed into like their state system. And I'm going to give the bounce state I'm gonna pipe that over to the bounce state. And this method is gonna call that self.state.onCollision. Did I spell that right? I did not spell that right. And let's see, the bounce state's on collision for now can just send us back to the airborne state. So self.state.change back to airborne. Like that. So now if I hit something when I am in the bounce state, I should at least start falling. Okay, that went badly. Why do I feel like I just I missed something easy here? Didn't actually change anything there, did I? Player create line 84. Oh. I meant to do that over here. Okay, so I didn't, like... That was the way of doing this that I abandoned, okay. Like I said, that was kind of dumb. And when I hit the wall, I stop. And there's all those up there. If I hit my head on here, I just fall. Okay. Another thing I'd like to be able to deal with is if you hit these at an angle. And again, the way that this is positioned is kind of dumb. But if I hit these at an angle, I should be able to, like, retain my sideways momentum, which I don't think I will. Will I? I might. I don't think I will, but I might. Because, is X speed, Y speed, Z speed zeroed out when you're in the air? I don't remember. I'll find out in a minute. But I would like any side-to-side momentum to be retained. Yeah, I just stop and fall to the ground like a rock. Let's see. When we're airborne, I'm allowing movement in the air. I think that's what's stopping me. I think that's why I'm stopping, because X speed, Y speed is being set when I'm in the air like that. But that's, like, that's useful. Being able to move when you're in the air is useful. It's unrealistic, but it's useful. Okay, if this ends up being, like, too much of a problem, yeah. Oh. Okay. You know what? Maybe let's not do that. If I was really sitting down and giving this, like, full-time development work, I'd probably try and iron that out. But I don't want that alone to... That easily could take up its whole entire YouTube video on its own, which I don't really want to do. Okay, in that case, honestly, I think that's fine. Colliding with things in midair affects the bounce. Honestly, I think that's fine. Next, something else I should check is I'm pretty sure you can do this, but I want to make sure that the player can safely land on a bounce pad on something if they're in, like, mid bounce. So let me put those blocks over up to the side a little and see if I can land on it. And once I see that's working, I will see if I can get, like, climbing onto them to work fairly painlessly. Gonna have to be a little careful about where I position things if I want that to happen, though. But okay, I can just land on this. That's good because that means the like, the bounce target doesn't have to be sitting exactly on where you're going to land, which could be a little bit annoying to work out in level design. I can just put the bounce target, like, where I know the parabola is going to pass through the floor somewhere. And there's also the matter of climbing. So if I were to move this target a little closer in, I want to have the player, like, pass right through one of the corners, such that I might expect to be able to grab hold when I bounce. And I feel like that shouldn't be too difficult. Alright, so I'm gonna have to move... Let's move these blocks, like, 2.5 blocks farther out. If I, like, delete that, and that'll just, like, barely have me land on the corner, I think. Why are there... I don't understand. If I move it up, it should work a little better, right? Let's try that. This is fun. I like working on this. I do wish I was giving it more than, like, 30, 40 minutes a week so that I could have time to work on some of the finer details, but I do like working on this. Okay, so I did just barely graze the front there. And if I were, like, it looks like I should have been able to climb there. I might want to move down just a little tiny bit. Just to make sure that, like, the nose collider on the player lands on, like, the lip of that. But I think... Can I just say handle climbing? Handle jump, handle movement, handle climbing. Is that all I have to do? Can I just say that one single line of code and have that work? I hope so. I would really like it if that's all I have to do. If this is like a modular enough system to deal with that. Alright, I'll probably have to actually face what I'm trying to climb on. No, not quite. Looked like it was still a little too high. The matter of at least being able to turn in the air is something else. I should be able to do that. Okay. Wait, do those things have climbing targets? Hang on. Okay, so I realized at some point that those, these, like, long wall pieces that I made don't actually have climbing targets on them, so I, recreated that part of the wall, at least, out of pieces that do. So... let's see. The, being able to turn in midair is something that probably... Alright, there we go. We can climb onto those things in midair when we're jumping. That's great. It was just as easy as that. As long as the thing that I hit has a climb target on it, that's nice. So, yeah, let me commit that change. I did say the matter of being able to turn in midair would be nice. Right now, turning is tied into movement. I think it is. Is it not? Oh, it's tied into camera, so I'm gonna need to also call handle camera in the bounce state. Wait, I am. Hang on. Oh. It's that's only half true. So for the player, oh, it's just this line here, 360 minus camera direction. When you're on the ground, rotating the camera around the player won't affect their looking direction, but I think I'd like to make the that happen when you're in the bounce state. That way you can actually like rotate around and you can like rotate your body when you're in midair and whatever. Probably should be in the general airborne state too. All right, so now we can rotate in midair. We just can't steer in midair, which is a little more realistic. But okay, that was interesting. I hit the Alright, so if I hit it without trying to climb on it, I'll just fall. But apparently, one of those times I just hit it at the exact angle where like I didn't fall, but I also didn't like climb, which is a little strange. And should I also do that in the regular airborne state? I think I should. I feel like being able to turn your body in midair would be a good gameplay feel thing. Again, even if not completely realistic. So you can do that. I jump and climb back up. All right, that's actually good. While you're falling, if you hit up, you will start to climb back up, which is good. If I fall, I can turn. Okay. I feel like that's the best way to go about this. Like I can't steer in mid. I can steer in midair when I'm regular falling, but not when I'm boing falling. All right. Yay. There, I did it again. Anyway, I think that's gonna do it for now. Let's see. That wasn't too bad. I've made bounce pads. I don't want to discard. How do I mark as complete? Oh, is that how you unhand something? You, like, drag it to your hand again? I was trying to do that earlier. Anyway, we can complete that. Yeah, I see. I wish I figured that out like 3 months ago. Next time, we still have the matter of bloom spells, slow time spells. I feel like there's going to be more to do with slow time spells, so let's do that instead. All right, I'm gonna send that over there. Send the slow time objects over there. I might toss bloom flower spells on the back burner if I get bored of them. Anyway, that's our burn down chart. My name is Michael. I like wizards and dragons and making games. I try to post about 2 game dev videos a week. One, let's make a game like this, and one tutorial. I like focusing on the weird 3D things you can do in GameMaker, as you can probably tell, so if any of that appeals to you, feel free to subscribe. I have a Patreon, so if you want to contribute to the channel, links to that can be found in all the usual places. And if you felt like pledging, I would definitely appreciate it. Otherwise, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you all later. Special thanks to Zenjamin, Vitro V, Squarecrow, Syndra Larson, Manta Ray, GameMaker, Edward Holt, and DJ Gibbles for supporting these videos. If you want to contribute to the channel, head on over to the Patreon page down in the video description to join the fun.